Life's a game, the world's a stage, and we are merely role-players, where theatrical people play role-playing games. I'm Matt Boothman, and I'm your compere for this main house production. Here on Merely Role-Players, we improvise stories, and we use the rules of role-playing games to keep those stories oh so high drama. This episode is part of our current main house production, Vigil, Shadowfall. To create this story, we're playing Monster of the Week, a role-playing game by Michael Sands, published by Evil Hat. So, please take your seats in the main house. Tonight's production is about to begin. Vigil, a Merely Role-Players main house production. Shadowfall, Act 2 of 5.
I'm Marta, and I play Harper, the Searcher. Harper came to England from the United States to escape the shadow world that keeps trying to pull her in. But, in spite of her best efforts, weird things just won't leave her alone here either.
I'm Helen Stratton and I play Melody, the Constructed. She owns Sheridan's cafe cum record shop and knows how to handle a tough customer. She's got a heart of gold, which just so happens to be secondhand.
I'm Strat, and I play Briar, the Monstrous. Briar is a shape-shifting Fey Guardian of the Rosebriar Forest. They take their job very seriously, but can get a little distracted if there's mischief to be made.
I'm Nat, and I play Gwynned, the Divine. Gwyn was once a Shieldmaiden of the triple goddess, the Morrigan. After interfering with one of her schemes by rescuing a mortal man, the Morrigan banished Gwyn to live life as a duck in what became Sheridan's duck pond. Now released from her curse thousands of years later, Gwyn is trying to forge a new life that's finding it difficult to stay under the radar.
Member of the English Sorcery Guild and former mayor Jackie Dambrook calls to the Morrigan for aid. She has lost her shadow. Shadows are cast that are not being cast by any being of men in fedoras and long coats. All of the candles go out. There are no shadows being cast. Melody is not casting a shadow.
Oh no.
Interesting.
Do you feel different?
No. Should I feel different?
I don't know.
What does this mean?
We're figuring it out. Matt?
Yes.
When we did the Boss from Beyond move, we did not complete the fact I get an investigate a mystery question, but I didn't want to interrupt the scene. What I knew beforehand was Jackie Dambrook's shadow has gone missing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I guess my question is, what sort of creature is it? Kind of going back through the stories, the folk tales, the other parts of the Morrigan know. In Chief Exec, before the war chief was defeated, there was some interest in Harper and the forest hag was interested in Harper and the shadowy nature. So what does the forest hag know? Right? Is there some knowledge of the shadow already there?
She is herself lurking in the shadows of the forest. She's actually not in the cave with the Hearth Mother. The forest hag is abroad in the Rosebriar Forest, sending you off on errands.
She could have got that back herself.
I know, and doing things of enigmatic nature in the forest. As the Shieldmaiden's experience of this is shared with her, her voice crackles into the back of your head. Sister, we have encountered before. Shadows that move independently of the being that casts them. There are shadows cast by mortals which can become independent, be removed, be used in deep dark magic, but there are also native shadows, native of the realm of shadows, creatures unto themselves that do not need to be cast by any solid mortal being. There is an affinity between these types of shadows. They are not the same, but they may mix. Perhaps one may become the other. It sounds, perhaps, as if the beings of this realm of shadows seek strength in numbers, seek recruitment. It is a strange realm. It is not one of those that is a reflection, a shadow of this England. It is an interloper realm, and so I know not all of it.
It is not on the train.
Not yet, perhaps, but I share a little understanding of shadowed things, perhaps.
Well, keep in touch. If you think of anything, if you discover anything else, let us know.
Always, sister. I am always with you as you are always with me.
Always watching. Lovely.
So in response to Melodies' question then, we're still trying to figure it out, but that's why I came to see you. Harper, what do you know? What do you and Sombra know?
Well, I've never seen this happen before. Okay. I ended up in the Shadow Realm by accident, as far as I know. And I lost my own shadow, but I came back with Sombra instead. So I've never suffered from it, as far as I know.
Sombra has never tried to kill you with a gun.
No, and even though they have the ability to interact with our world, it took a while. It wasn't like they were super powerful from the start, and they very rarely try to do it of their own volition. Like, generally they wait for me to ask them to do something.
Have you spoken to them about how they feel about that?
I've not had a chance, because this literally just happened.
You've been with Sombra for some time.
Oh, you mean, yeah, no, they know nothing. That's the thing. They don't know why, as far as I know, why I showed up in the Shadow Realm, how they came to be attached to me. I've been trying to figure out what the realm even is. Like, I only have access to it through revolving doors, and that's not even like a certainty. It just sort of happens every once in a while. What I know, or what I've been researching, is that color can exist there. Sombra can be damaged, which had never happened until we dealt with the train situation. And I had never brought anyone there with me until I brought you when you were down. That was new, and that had never happened before. Something changed when we did that. Something changed. Like, Sombra bled into the world back there, which I don't even know what that means yet. I've been trying to figure out.
Do you think this situation is a direct result of that?
I mean, coincidence is something I don't tend to believe in. My experience is that everything weird that happens for a reason, and it's always connected. They sounded and kind of looked like your typical 1950s human fictional detectives from back home, which is not even a real thing, so they're probably linked to my version. And here's the key. My version of the Shadow Realm. I don't know if what the Shadow Realm is what I think of it, or what it actually is, if that makes any sense. Like, Sombra's personality has changed since we moved here. So I don't know if that place looks the way it does because when I went in, that's what I thought of, or if that is its nature. I have no idea.
But you have been able to go there. Historically, you went there by accident, but you now can choose to go there.
It's only ever happened once, and it's when I took you there. I needed it bad. Usually I don't want it to happen. I avoid it like the freaking plague.
Well, in that situation, you were concerned for my death, which maybe helped things along. I turns to Melody. The reason I'm here is because I've heard of another. You remember the old mayor, Jackie Danbrook?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She also has lost her shadow, but she, with her magical leanings, has fear that should dawn come and she cannot cast a shadow, then she also will cease to... We should go talk to Jackie and then maybe see if we can find a way in.
Before we go, Sombra?
Yes, Chief.
Do you know anything about this in your experience before you met me, or even since? Have you ever heard about other shadow beings coming over, crossing over, taking people's shadows?
Oh, yes. Before you came to Shadow, before you came to the city, there were forays out into the world of colour and mortals, looking for the one who could bring justice to the city.
Oh God, we're gonna go through some fake crap.
For a long time, it hasn't been needed for any shadow to leave the city to come to the world of mortals, because we found that person.
Right.
Something must have changed back home. We should visit.
Yeah.
We've got to follow the trail. There's only one place we're going to find clues.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
All of this sounds very good, but Melody is concerned about where those guys with guns have gone.
With that thought in mind, and with all of the sort of drawing threads together that people are trying to do, if anybody wants to roll Investigate a Mystery, I think we've triggered that move satisfactorily.
She would have done, part of the reason she's here and what she's been doing is literally this, looking into this, particularly the origin of the realm, how to get to it, and whether it is a noir-style place, or if that's a reflection of her own psyche.
Sure. Yeah, so this reflects all the sort of thread tying that you're doing right here in this conversation, but also a long tail of research that you've been doing over months.
It's like, what happens if you don't have a shadow? I don't have a shadow. I didn't die when the sun came out, so what's going on?
Luck? Use luck?
Yes. Yes, we will be using some luck for my double ones.
Both ones. And this is perfect, because when Harper spends luck, she has some sort of flashback to when she first encountered the magical world.
That's two.
you get a double strength one because we haven't paid off a previous luck spend as well.
Yeah.
So next priority is head to see Jackie. Is that right for everybody?
I could do with some transportation assistance, as could Diane.
Do you wish to fly or ride?
Yeah, fly would be great.
Then Gwyn will scoop you up and we'll fly.
Briar hasn't given Diane a lift before.
Okay.
Seems like they'd be up for that.
Lovely.
Careful, he's a perv.
I think this is a good experience for Diane. I mean, it's good experience for her to have, not a pleasant experience. Does that seem fair? He's going to get there real fast.
They'll go fast. How quickly they arrive.
And as Briar's turning into a horse, Diane says, yes, I know this. I have been trained in horse riding. That's one of the skills that the doctor taught me to learn for the real world.
Question, though. When you transform, are you saddled? Because riding a horse without a saddle, not the same thing. That's going to be a very unpleasant trip.
No.
My education in horse riding was very thorough.
Oh, wow. You must have thighs of iron. Okay.
Well, then maybe they were specifically selected for horse riding because she's part of the hunt.
Harper has a bike, so I'll just bike it, I guess.
Oh, because you were all being very boring in there and just talking and being serious, and Briar was very quiet and had some time to themselves, you all have jam in your pockets?
Great.
No pockets.
I don't have pockets.
Same.
So
No pockets? Well, then your shoelaces are tied together.
You would have just got a little slap as
Yeah,
you
probably.
went to go to put...
Sombra just slapping you.
Oh my God.
Briar tied Harper's shoelaces together, Sombra untied them.
Yeah, standing order. If he comes close, just punch.
Gwynned takes off with Melody. Briar takes off with Diane.
Race you.
The horse gets a little bit bigger.
Grows a couple more legs.
Six-legged horse.
Harper's on the bike. Sombra still attached. And Sombra sort of speaking into your mind, speaking through the sort of shadow resonance. So the sound of the bike is no obstacle. all the answers have always been there. You just have never been interested to look, or you've been looking to try to discover them yourself, when all this time you could have just asked.
Really? Yeah, my bad.
I've been trying to tell you all this time your place and your role in all of this, but you haven't wanted to hear it. I hope that now you're finally ready to accept your destiny.
Oh my god.
Kill me now.
Somber is clearly a man. A woman would have just been helpful.
Yeah. Pretty much. It was just like fan fiction level crap just spewed at me all day long about destiny and I don't care. Very well. Question. What the fuck? What I don't even know where to start. Okay, let's start with your fellow Dick Tracys. What were they going to do exactly?
Oh, well, they wanted the mortals in the room to gather around the light so they would cast their shadows, and clearly they were there to recruit, to kidnap those shadows, to press gang them. They got one. It was only through our interventions that they didn't get more.
So they can literally shadow nap, I guess? Is that what we call it? Yeah? They can grab people's shadows and do what?
Take them back home. I guess they must need new troops for something, or there's some sort of plan or scheme afoot that they need more foot soldiers, more bodies.
Right. So our shadows gain awareness back home?
When separated from the person that casts them and taken into our realm, yes.
Sombra, do you know where my shadow has been all this time?
In the city. I don't know.
Specifically.
No, not specifically, no. I haven't kept track. I've been with you. But if we went back there, I'm sure someone would be able to track it down if you wanted.
Yeah. Why didn't I think of that? I'm so dumb. I clearly should have seen that coming. If my shadow turns out to be the big bad, I'm going to jump off a bridge. Okay. Thank you. That's helpful. Obviously, something's going on. They've come through. I'm not entirely sure how, because, we've only ever been able to move through the doors, but clearly they found a way of coming and going.
There's a way. The realms reflect one another. As there is a way from here to the shadow, so there is a way from the shadow back here. They just don't take it very often. They're usually too busy.
Are there any guardians? Is there anybody making sure that shadows don't just come and go as they please? Because we've never met anyone moving around the place.
Not since we came to this realm, England. No, I suppose if anybody is watching the traffic or managing the traffic in and out of the city, it would be the mayor.
Of Shadow Realm.
Of Shadowpolis.
No. We are not calling it that. I'm putting my foot down. I do not care. I am the chosen one. We will not be calling it that.
I'm sure you could petition Mayor Lindbergh to change the name.
Mayor Lindbergh, okay. Yeah, sure. I will definitely do that. Although petition might be a bit softer than what I have in mind.
He would see you. He's the one who gave the instruction in the first place to seek you in the world of mortals.
Yes. Okay, years of my life been spent in libraries looking for answers, and all along they were right there. That shows me. Okay, well, let's go meet the ex-mayor of this town and see if we can help and figure things out. I still have a lot of questions, particularly about you being hurt and bleeding, and we'll deal with that when we get
the old war wound only troubles me a little.
Glad to hear it.
Where is Jackie Danbrook this time of night? So she is still kind of involved with the council. She's still a civil
Yes.
servant. She just isn't the mayor anymore. So she might well still be working late at town hall, or she might be at home.
But if she is specifically called because she is concerned that as her shadow is gone, if it comes morning, the fact that she can't cast shadow will be a problem. So maybe she is staying somewhere dark. So maybe she is at the council buildings, but she's gone to the basement. Somewhere where there's no sunlight to cause problems.
The bike roars up outside the town hall. Gwyn and Melody soar in.
Yeah. I've specifically not bamfed.
I was going to say,
I've carried because I'm racing, you see.
Oh yeah, how does this race go? Do we want to roll for this, or do you want to just role play it out?
I'm preternaturally fast as well as being a horse.
However, Briar, the temptation here is going to be to go a stupid roundabout route and go very tortoise and the hare to make a point here.
That is
So
true.
if you don't want to do that and lose the race, I'm going to need you to roll to act under pressure.
Oh no, we're going to go a roundabout route and tortoise and the hair this stuff.
Great. What sort of scenes do you carry Diane through?
Well, the first thing that everybody sees is Briar taking off in the opposite direction to the town hall down the road. And I think they will take a route around the town that if you were above and you could look down and see the blur of a horse...
As the raven flies,
as the raven flies, as it were, you would see... Briar is great.
Oh my god.
All gods suck.
That's such a long way.
And all the while, Diane's just like, bah! And maybe you as well. It's going to be an interesting night to be out and like,
No, but I think we're having a lovely chat. Like, we're just we're flying very chill. Gwynned has explained, look, I'm trying to let them burn off some of the energy.
Like a toddler.
You've got to encourage this behaviour sometimes, and then it's more controlled when you need it to be.
Okay, fair enough. I think maybe I have a heightened level of urgency because I seem to be in some sort of physical peril I don't understand again.
Oh no, they will still get there at the same time as we do. Don't worry.
It's okay, I trust you.
I'm sorry.
Briar and Diane, in fact, get there a little later because, as we've established, Briar's off writing things instead of taking the most efficient route.
Ah, you're losing your touch.
I think that all very much depends on what you think I was trying to do.
Spelled some of it wrong.
Oh, which bit?
Gwyn shifts away.
just literally turns around and goes. She's like, no.
The basement of the town hall is where they keep kind of their paper files and archives and filing cabinets and all that kind of stuff. History of the town, parish records, all this kind of stuff. It is pitch black down here, but Gwyn obviously can zero in, and I think Harper at least probably has pretty good dark vision enhanced by Sombra. Briar probably does as well, so it's probably only our constructs who are sort of
we're
in
made
the
of
dark here.
made of regular people. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can form a hand-holding chain.
Yeah.
What forms Briar now? Presume you're not going down to the basement as a horse.
Please do.
No.
Please do.
Back to cat. Good generic animal to be.
Seeing in the dark.
Seeing in the dark.
As you're all arriving down here, making at least some noise coming into the archives, you hear Jackie Danbrook's voice coming out of the deepest corner of the darkest bookshelf. Mother, is that you?
Gwyn will sort of pause and look to everyone, especially clocking Briar. Just, the act is part of the job. Just go with it, all right? My child, you have summoned me.
Oh, God.
And you have answered.
What is it that you will of me?
Mistress, mother, my shadow has been spirited away from me to another realm, and I fear for my existence when dawn comes.
Yes, we are aware of the machinations of the Shadow Realm, and we are looking into it. Tell me, Jackie Danbrook, your sorceress abilities and knowledge, why has this led you to believe that you will perish come sunrise?
The logic of correspondences, mother, mistress, simply makes sense that an object that casts no shadow must have no substance, otherwise it would cast a shadow. And as above, so below. The reverse is true of any forward relationship. And so if an object that casts no shadow must be insubstantial, then if I cast no shadow, then I must be insubstantial and I will fade simply into nothingness.
Opacity is not equivalent to physical. Glass doesn't cast shadows and it exists, so you're an idiot.
Oh!
Also, you were once a bloodsucker and now you get to live like one, so...
Who is that? Who is that out there in the dark? There might be something in this glass idea, but I don't appreciate being called an idiot.
Your consciousness. That's who I am. Never mind.
If you could be slightly nicer to those who have invoked my name, that would be appreciated.
You do remember who she is, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And right now, she's giving me power.
Okay, she's still a bitch.
I can hear you, you know. In the dark, I can't see, and so my hearing is heightened.
But so, yeah, don't you worry. If you don't exist, you also don't hear, so you're fine. Don't worry about it. That's a good question. I mean, why specifically sunlight? Because if you found out you didn't cast a shadow is because you saw that you didn't have one, which meant there was light. Why would sunlight specifically mean your end if any other kind of light wouldn't?
My own sorcery is able to protect me in other circumstances, but the sunlight, the light of the sun is magically powerful and would eat through the wards I've put up around myself. They're mainly mental wards as much as anything. It's very interesting, actually. It's quite an ancient
we
magical
don't really
art.
care if that's enough. Sombra, is she gonna burst into flame in the morning? What do you know?
Not burst into flame exactly, old sport, but there is something in what she's saying. You were unaffected by this particular circumstance because I am standing in for your shadow even when we are not together. You still have one, and so you are protected from this effect. But the ordinary this person has some sort of protections and skills that are otherworldly and might be able to protect herself. But if other members of this town who have no such aptitudes...
It's a very harsh thing to say about Jackie, Sombra. She has, been quite a problem to us in the past.
Yeah, she's opaque. Sorry, so that means Melody is in trouble then.
Has somebody else here lost their shadow as well? I can make myself useful, and I can help teach you. I can teach you a little sorcery to try to stave off the effects. Not strong enough to stave off the sun, but still, perhaps. If you'll all help me.
Wait, is Jackie being helpful? Is she? Wow.
I'm going to flame on my quarterstaff.
This kind of like slightly mousy bureaucratic woman with her hair in a bun, looking a little dishevelled because she spent the evening in the dark not being able to look at herself, shies away and like cringes back behind her bookshelf to try and get away from the light. And you can see that she squints against the sudden light and also looks like she's sort of maintaining concentration on something.
I guess this is technically magical light. Do I get the sense that... But Aurora didn't cause harm on Melody before.
No, I haven't had any harm at all.
No.
Yeah.
So far.
But once the morning comes, she might be in trouble.
Yeah.
That's what I don't yet.
It's to do with the not casting a shadow in the light of the sun makes it undeniable. Through the power of positive thinking and denial, it is possible to avoid any ill effects. While in this kind of shadowed environment, I can not think about the fact that I'm not casting a shadow, and while there's nobody else around to notice, that helps as well. But it becomes undeniable once you cast no shadow in the sun. That's the point of no return.
Positive thinking and denial does not sound like a spell. You suggested you had some sorcery to potentially teach Melody.
It's mostly that, actually.
All right.
Have you tried invisible? Like going invisible? Because invisible stuff doesn't cast a shadow.
Well, you did talk about glass earlier, and yes, perhaps there may be something in that I may be able to protect myself and maybe anybody else who has been shadow napped in the night.
Just make them all invisible.
This might be something that I could be working on while you're maybe trying to... I mean, far be it from a lowly denizen to tell the Great Mother how to fix this problem, but maybe getting our shadows back from wherever they've been taken?
That was on the to-do list, yes. I came to see if you had any knowledge that may aid me.
It was taken by some fellow shadows, kidnapped by other shadows, wearing fedoras and talking like characters from a 1930s black and white detective film. And I know we should be careful about invoking your name and your power. Mother, I know you have great responsibilities, but I know that I cannot... my powers are not adequate to taking on the master of these creatures, these beings.
And what do you know of the master?
I don't know for certain. I was not around for this personally. It's going back into the annals of the English Sorcery Guild.
Sorry, can we have the shortened version? Thank you.
It goes back to the founding of the English Sorcery Guild. It was said that the original founding president of the English Sorcery Guild disappeared into shadow soon after its founding. He remains the president in absentia of the Sorcery Guild. He has not retired. The position has not been filled, but it is said that he took on some aspect of shadow, and so I fear that is who we are. That is who moves against us now. That's why he's targeted me first as a representative of his guild.
It does seem to have struck others in the town at the same time. You are not alone in this endeavour, Jackie Dunbook.
I'm sorry, why would he do that?
Mine is not to question the motives of the president in absentia of the guild. I don't know the man personally. Like I said, this was hundreds of years ago.
This is fine, thank you, Jackie. Were you doing anything when they arrived?
Getting ready to pack up for the day, finishing off my filing and my and signing off some papers. As far as I can tell, I was ambushed because I was alone and off guard, not necessarily because of anything specific I was doing at the time. Let me tell you about all of the important council work that I do every day.
I think we've heard enough. We have enough information to go on now. Nod at her, a hand on the shoulder as a little gesture. Thank you, child, for your candour with us. Thank you for your earnestness. I think it is best you stay safe down here where nothing can harm you. The Morrigan will see to this. And then kind of turn to go, catching Harper's eye, little eye roll, catching Melody's eye, let's go, catching Briar's eye, just a sort of resigned, yeah, all right then, and we'll flame off the quarterstaff and head out.
Bye!
Wait until everybody else is gone. Wait a little bit longer. And then in the darkness, whispering in the ear, just on the edge of hearing,
Jackie! Jackie! I know where it is, Jackie.
Where what is?
Your shadow, Jackie. I can get it back, Jackie. But you would need to do something for us first.
For who?
Not for who, but to who.
The goddess who protects this town is already working on the problem. I don't think I need any help from any mysterious, sinister voices in the dark.
Goddesses are all well and good, but she must find the shadow, Jackie. I can just, go and get it now for you. Ooh.
It sounds like you're manipulating someone.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
This is
10,
a roll that Briar makes with weird instead of with charm.
11.
So she'll do whatever you're asking her to do, no questions asked.
There is an employee of the National Trust, Jackie, and she's very bad at her job. You have contacts in the National Trust, Jackie. I know. I've been watching you. Fire the 2 people that used to work for Gwynned. Fire them. Fire everybody other than Robin Goodfellow, Jackie. He is the only one worthy of position in such an august institution. Take all of their name badges away from them as well. They must not be allowed to leave with company property.
I suppose as Yeah, as a sorcerer, I am used to making sacrifices and dark bargains to get what is needful. Yes, strange being, what name may I know you by, so that I can conjure you to tell you that my task is done?
Briar! Just lick a wall and I'll know you have called for me. You have to go really, give it a really good one, though. A little gentle one, I won't notice.
Oh, you must be Fae. Very well, then.
We're leaving without you!
It must be done within the day!
So, team, what's the next move?
Everyone could come to my tree if you'd like.
Goodness.
Some of you haven't been to that tree before. It's a very nice tree.
Hard pass.
Haven't got visitors recently.
It's actually a really nice place. It is a little out of the way for the moment, but
Yeah, but you can get there really fast now.
Also, he's there, so no, hard pass.
all I'm saying, Harper, is when things are more relaxed, going for one of the parties of Briars, you'll have the time of your life.
You're the god. I believe you.
And, you already have green hair, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, you'll fit right in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to dye my hair now. Shit.
Do we want to, maybe... should we maybe... The library surely is nearby. Should we maybe go this time of night?
Through a revolving door?
That seems like the way in if we want to go.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm telling you, I don't know what we're walking into if we go there right now.
Alright, lovies, it's me, Matt, your compere. I hope you enjoyed Act 2 of Vigil, Shadowfall. There will now be an interval of 2 weeks, after which we'll be back with Act 3. Stay tuned for the credits and maybe a cheeky outtake, and while we're waiting for that, let's take a quick flip through the programme. By the time you're listening to this, UK Games Expo has come and gone, but because I didn't want to be recording an interval and uploading an episode literally the day after I get back from there, I'm actually recording this a week ahead. So if you're wondering why isn't Matt talking about all the cool stuff he did at UK Games Expo, it's because when I'm recording this I have not been yet, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, etc. I've probably talked about it on Blue Sky. You can find me there as merely Matt. There's also a new chapter up of Camera Obscura at foggyoutline.com. That's my monthly actual play of Outliers by Samantha Lee from Far Horizons Co-op. It's like merely role players, but it's just me. There's no sound, it's all just text, and it's still improvisational, because it's still driven by all the randomizers of a role-playing game, but it's a little bit more considered, because I have a bit of time to think about the prompts, weave them together, and do a bit of crafting. In this latest chapter, my poor research assistant finds out that the lab's file system might be haunted. You can find that at foggyoutline.com/camera obscura, or at the link in the show notes. That's it for this one. If you were at UK Games Expo, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I'm going to enjoy it. Enjoy your interval drinks. We'll see you in 2 weeks for Act 3. This has been Vigil, a main house production from Merely Roleplayers. It stars Marta da Silva as Harper, Natalie Winter as Gwynned, Helen Stratton as Melody, and Strat as Briar. I'm Matt Boothman, and I play the supporting cast. Editing and sound designer by me, and the theme music is by Alexander Pankhurst. We were playing Monster of the Week, a role-playing game by Michael Sands, published by Evil Hat Productions. You can find Monster of the Week at genericgames.co.nz. Merely Roleplayers is a Foggy Outline production in association with Blackshaw Theatre Company. Until next time, if drama be the food of life, play on.
Sorry, complete sidebar. I know Moss is still here. Have the other normies gone? Are they still here for all of this?
I didn't mention any other normies.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah. It was blessedly empty.
Fortunate.
Yeah.
And intentional.
Yay! Smart.
But Diane doesn't have a clue what's going on.
Foggy outline, undivide your world.